Good evening, everyone. Mike Arnold here, co-founder Path Trading Partners. This is recorded about 5:30 Central Time on November 29th. What a day in Bitcoin. So let's recap. We had our other levels when we left, and I said, hey, just in case we do, I'll put the next levels higher, this 10,410 and these 11,131 levels in case we have a massive rally. And that's what we did. And then we had the massive collapse. Also, we wanted to show you intraday. Could not get a video out earlier with all this volatility and all the cryptos going on, but I did do a projection from this key low on the 27th to we had a little pause here to the high on the 28th that came in around this 10,893, which gave us the next level, 11,297, just so you can see where that level came from. All these levels are complete now, and then we had the crash, or not really a crash, but the big pullback. Big pullback now below the rotation zone. This is a 4-hour chart. Let me switch to a daily. See, we talked about also where we could find possible support at the 6.25 and around the 50 EMA, right around this 9100 area, 9200. We did find critical support there. Also, let me switch to the daily chart because we talked about this in our prior videos, returning to the top of the rotation zone on the daily chart. And look where we did. That's that little yellow line returning right there and now bouncing back up. If we do not hold this level, if we do not hold about this 90.75 level, and we get a close or extended move below that, watch for a pretty rapid possible return to this prior breakout zone, this 82.34 area, which will be key, pointing that out now. Also, back to the 4-hour. Here's the major area we have to get through to stabilize this market to the upside. We have to get through between 10,261 and 10,556 is a major area. This is the 0.50% and 0.62.5% GAN levels from this high to the spike low. That is critical when we have a blow off top. If we cannot get above those levels, we're going to see more legs down. Let me show you something just to put this into perspective. I've traded blow off tops when they don't happen that frequently, but when they do, they can have a very similar pattern, and I'll show you, tie in something to the tech crash back in 2000. All right, so here's the big Nasdaq run up. You see how it just ran up, went vertical, similar to Bitcoin. Came back down, big spike down, and this is over many months. We're just compressing this. And then it came back, couldn't really get through that 62.5. See, this was the critical area and then came down. This is just one example. Not saying this is going to happen to Bitcoin, but if we do have a mania top, and this could be a mania top in Bitcoin. Everybody was rushing in. Talked about a couple days ago where the Uber drivers and everybody else was asking me about it, saying they're making more money trading the cryptos than they are doing their regular job. That's when you sort of get these massive manias. And if this did put in a top for a while, you know, we don't know yet. Nobody can really predict the future, but we can look for patterns. If we did put in a top, then we're going to pay attention to how it unfolds, and we could see a bigger retracement. So here we are back on the Bitcoin. This is now a 1-hour chart. You can see we came down. Here's that critical area I showed you. We spiked up, and now we have the rotation zone against us on the 1-hour chart. We went into it, hit that 50% level, and now rotating back down. So really pay attention to this spike low right below this 9100 level. That is going to be very critical, and if we see a close or an extended rapid move below that, we are then watching for the next big pullback. So we are in very cautionary mode. We took a bunch off up here at our key levels, and now we're watching for the bigger pullback, which we talked about. Right now, the rising bottom of the rotation zone on the daily charts is 8200. Let's take a look at the weekly chart. See, this went really far away. If this were just to return to the 8 EMA top of the rotation zone on the weekly chart right now, it could return to 7,500 to 76.65, and that would still just be returning to the rotation zone on the weekly chart, which you see it's done multiple times. Keep that in mind. So don't be shocked if you see further price declines. If we do rally back up, then what we'll be targeting again, if you want to unwind any more of your position and try to get on lower, again, 10,261, then 10,556 are the next key levels higher, with that 10,416 level where we had that big reaction, which was the 62.625 retracement extension we covered in a prior video. That's what we have for you right now. Bitcoin, don't panic. Why we also talked about having a plan, knowing where your stops are, knowing what you're going to do in case we got a move like this, because it was getting very bubbly. We were getting pulled away from that rotation zone. We've talked about it multiple times. So you have to be prepared, and you can't panic. You just execute your plan. You take some off the table, and then you can wait to put it on lower or even much lower, however long this unfolds, till we get a nice reversal pattern at a key point we're watching for. That's what we have for you tonight. Bitcoin, US dollar. Like us, subscribe us, leave us your comments. Hope you're all doing okay. Hope you survived today, and you'll come back stronger and be better traders trading the cryptos. Bye for now.